Hi, I'm Chris Martirano with American Music and Sound and our good friends at Kraft Music. I'm going to be showing you the Nord Drum 2 Percussion Synthesizer, a very, very cool module. Today I'm using it with a set of Nord pads, but you can also trigger it from your own drum pads and from triggers. Don't forget to check out the great bundles that Kraft has put together for you for extra value. The Nord Drum 2 Percussion Synthesizer has broken percussion elements down into 3 different elements, and they refer to them as tone, noise, and click. And they have a variety of parameters that you can adjust to adjust tone. The tone might be analog waveforms, allowing you to synthesize classic electronic drum machines, or they might be more interesting FM spectra that allow you to actually create bells, or different kinds of tuned percussion instruments, such as marimba. Very, very cool stuff. And then they have this really nice ability to tailor decay through envelopes. They've got resonant filters, so you can filter the sounds. You have these really cool controls that allow you to overdrive the sound. And then you have this cool effect that they call essentially echo, but it's not using a DSP effect. It's actually triggering the voice multiple times. And you can apply that to one single trigger or to the entire kit if you like. They also allow you in here some very cool features so that you can copy and paste individual percussion sound that you make to different pads. The pads can be used in tandem with input triggers. So you can be using triggered sounds and also the pads. So very, very cool setup. I love the stand, very modern. At this point, this is a great add-on if you were a drummer playing acoustic drums. You could put piezos, or piezo's, however you like to pronounce them, on your acoustic drums and then trigger these sounds. Or you could have this pad over on the side for novelty sounds. I'm going to just show you one of the patches we put together here and then go through some of the editing features. We're going to have another player, Covey, that's going to come in, and he's going to play some cool drum grooves for you and show you a little bit how he uses it live. I'm more of a programmer and less of a drummer. Okay, let me explain a little bit how it works. You have 2 rows essentially showing you all of your editing parameters, and there's an upper and a lower field. So if you want to get to the lower row, you press the row select, and this will toggle between upper and lower row. If you want to get to the secondary function that's in red, bolded in white type on a red background, then you hold the lower parameter button. So let's look also at the triggering that's going on here. As I hit a pad, we see an LED illuminate here, and I can set individual trigger points and thresholds. So I can set the sensitivity for every pad so that we can get very, very good sensitivity. Green indicates that we're playing the pad. Red indicates the threshold. So when I hit really hard, it stays illuminated for a longer period of time, telling me the threshold is set correctly. If it wasn't, it would blink on and blink off quickly. On this pad, on the 3rd pad that I'm playing, which is triggering the input channel 3, I'm using a hi-hat, and you can see that it's choking off. When I hit it, it comes on and off, indicated also by the red LED. Then I have each on my other pads a simulated snare drum. This is all synthesized using these elements, 2 toms, and then a kind of a click. All right, so I'm going to edit my kick drum a little bit. I'm going to press the bottom row here and go to my pitch. Maybe I want a higher kick. Maybe I want a longer decay, like an 808. That's good. And maybe I want a little bit of that click that I was talking about, a little more click on the... So now I have more of a rock kit. If I want to make the sound a little bit more Simmons-like, if you will, or the electronic drums that we remember from the 80s and 70s, very, very simple layout. It's cool. There's EQ, so I can now EQ this if I want. I might even go up and jump up to the EQ. There are bands and then the amount of gain that you want to boost. So I'm going to boost something in the 2K range, and I'll just shift that right now, and we'll change that a little bit. So here we go. So we can hear I'm adding more head crack by changing the EQ. If I want to change the level, there's a level control, there's a pan control. Maybe I want to put some filtering on it. So I'll add some resonance and then change the filter. So it's a very subtle filter. I'm going to work on my snare drum a little bit here. I'm going to add a little more sizzle to the snare. So I'm going to go to my noise element, and I want to add a little bit more decay to the noise element. So I'll do that. So now I've just loosened the snares a little bit. Maybe I want to tune up the pitch a little bit. And I might add a little bit more bend. I'll change the bend time a little bit so that I can there you go. And I'm going to add a little of this echo effect. So let's change the amount, the level. And so we'll change the gain. Right now I have it doing 9 repeats. So we'll work on a tom-tom now. I don't hear enough head crack in this, so I'm going to add a little bit more of this click element. And I'm going to add a little bit of the noise into it. So you can hear it. Very different than what I had before. If I step through some of the presets and just let you hear some of them, there's a lot of creative stuff in here. Very reminiscent of an 80s kind of kit in electronica music. Again, I'm Chris Martirano with American Music and Sound, and this is the Nord Drum 2. Make sure you check out the Kraft bundles for great value. Thanks again for watching.